Congratulations to those of you who have graduated college, whether that be very recently or a good long while ago. Also, congratulations on that crippling debt. I know that a lot of you, this is a wake-up call. You got a lot of big boy decisions to make, big girl decisions to make, but you also realize that you have to pay back all those student loans that you took out. So in today's video, we're going to be going over what you need to understand and give you a breakdown of what your options are.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
Welcome back to the Two Bros in a Budget YouTube channel, guys. If this is your first time here, stop. Go ahead and like this video. And I'm your bro, Ryan.
I'm your bro, Taylor.
And first thing you're going to need to do to conquer those student loans is figure out the details of those loans. Write them down, and let's just deep dive into what exactly they mean. So first, we got to figure out exactly what loan type do you have. Do you have federal or private loans? We need to know your interest rate, the percentage you're charged on that loan balance. We need to know your loan balance itself, just the total amount you owe back. We also need to know your loan servicer, the company that manages that loan and handles your payments. Federal loans tend to offer more flexible repayment options, including income-driven repayment plans and deferment or forbearance options. Private loans typically have fewer options and less flexibility as a whole.
So while both federal and private loans definitely want your money, federal loans are a little bit more lenient in how you pay those back. Getting into those options, we have the standard repayment plan, which is simply fixed monthly payments, typically over 10 years. You have your graduated repayment plan, which is just payments start low and gradually increase over time. And then there are those income-driven repayment plans, or IDRs. Payments are based on your income and family size. These include plans like income-based repayment, pay-as-you-earn, and revised pay-as-you-earn. That's the big difference between federal and private. Private's not going to offer that many options. Private, really, they're like, give me your money. I don't care about your circumstances. Federal, they're like, okay, we'll work with you a little bit.
You gotta insert the SpongeBob meme. Give me all your money. Or he's like, put the money in the bag. So now that at this point we understand our loan option, our payment options we have available, a lot of times when you go to the servicer's website, whether private or the federal website, they have all the information you can possibly handle on student loans, but they also have all your repayment options. And with federal, you can just pick the best one for your case scenario. But now that we have all that information nailed down, we're going to move into the strategy of how we're going to pay that loan faster, get that off our plate, stop paying interest. And so here's just a few tips and a few ideas how we can get the payments lower or we can pay it off faster. So the first one's kind of a no-brainer, but it's also kind of a slap in the face, like, of course, if I could do that, I would do that. But it's just to make extra payments. When you have extra money come in, who knows, you got 3 paychecks that month instead of 2, or you just got a bonus check, or your great-grandma just gave you a huge check for your birthday, whatever it is. Maybe you can put that extra payment on that student loan and just pay it down faster. Pay that principal. Put it directly on that. Avoid a little bit of interest. Save you some time. Another option is a super simple hack that a lot of people talk about or use is to pay your loans in general, but especially your student loans bi-weekly. So why does making bi-weekly payments change anything? So making your normal payment once a month is 12 payments versus making half payments every 2 weeks is different because you don't make 24 payments at that point. You actually make 26 because of the way the weeks fall, and some months have 3 payments that month just because, again, how the calendar falls. So it's like a simple hack where you're like, oh, if I just divide it in half and then pay every 2 weeks, it'd be the same. No, it actually allows you to make a whole nother payment, which is great. And for private loans, a lot of times when you first get them, you don't care about them. You're just like, oh, I'm just whatever I can get to stay in school. But then you look at it, you're like, wow, that interest is way higher than I thought. A great way to get around this is to refinance. Refinance that loan and get much lower interest. So if you have a great credit score, a lot of times you can refinance to a much lower interest rate, much better terms. Sometimes you can go to a credit union, just get an easy loan. There's just many different options to just get those lower payments.
And a little warning here. If you go to refinance your federal loans, you can lose access to a lot of those other payment plans like those IDRs. So that's just something that you need to be aware of before you go in. Now, this is a bit of a niche point, but we did want to mention it. Certain professions can actually qualify for certain loan forgiveness programs, such as the public service loan forgiveness. Now, that's not something to really count on, but no harm in you really looking it up. I mean, there's always a chance, but that's not a common thing.
And there's actually many different things you can look into in programs. Again, these servicers and federal government website usually have all the information you need, but sometimes even your company offers the benefit to stay competitive that they will pay down this minimum payment on your student loan so you don't even have to make that payment.
Yeah.
So look into that. Just see your options.
Now, I know this may be obvious for some of you, but it's really important to stay organized and keep track of all your documents, your payments and everything. Set up payment reminders. If you're having issues making payments, talk to that loan servicer, kind of see what your options are. Sometimes there are other programs that you may not have been aware of outside of the ones we even mentioned in this video. But it's very important that you keep track of things, because defaulting on a student loan can actually be extremely detrimental, not only to your financial well-being and everything, but your credit score and all these other variables that come into play. You just don't really want to mess up when it comes to loans and finances.
So hopefully this video helps you feel more confident in understanding your loan in the first place, as well as some tips and just some idea of how to go forward and how to conquer that loan in 2025 or beyond, depending on how long it's going to take you to pay off those student loans. So we hope this video helped and you got value out of this. If it did, please let us know in the comments. We love making videos like this, and the best way to know a video hit someone, hit them and helped them a lot, is by those comments. So again, please, please, please leave a comment. Please share this with a friend that you think this will help. We hope this gets as far and wide as possible, just so we can help so many people. And look forward to seeing you guys in our comments. And we look forward to seeing you guys in our next video.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.